Another mystery buried deep in the hills of eastern Washington keeps resurfacing. A bottomless pit said to be a pathway to the paranormal. KOMO4's Denise Whitaker heads east in search of the hole.
For over 2 decades, the chilling mystery of Mels Hole has left us haunted by strange stories and theories.
There are a couple aspects of Mels Hole, paranormal aspects that make it intriguing. One of them is this supposed black beam that emits from the hole.
Terrifying tales of a bottomless pit.
There's nothing better than a deep hole. I mean, it's just one of those neat things that just perks the imagination, a bottomless hole.
A possible portal to another world, or perhaps even a cryptic message from an ancient civilization.
Searching for Mels Hole. Some people really literally want to find it. For other people, it's the thrill of searching with somebody else.
But now, the latest drone footage has uncovered something unimaginable present deep within. What lies inside may just be more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. The enigmatic discovery. When a camera is lowered into the depths of an unassuming pit, only to stumble upon something so bizarre, it leaves everyone speechless. That's exactly what happened with Mels Hole, a mysterious abyss hidden away in eastern Washington. A guy named Mel Waters claimed to have discovered it on his property, and ever since, this hole has been the source of endless chatter. The bizarre part? No one knows how deep it is. It's said to be bottomless. And on top of that, there's something just plain weird about it. It's got scientists, locals, and even paranormal enthusiasts scratching their heads. To this day, despite all the speculation, no one has been able to figure out the true nature of Mels Hole. Mels Hole is said to be bottomless, adding to its eerie mystery. It's one of those wild mysteries that has everyone talking. According to him, this wasn't your typical hole in the ground. Mel claimed that every time he lowered something into the hole, whether it was a fishing line or some other object, he'd never hit the bottom. It's like the hole swallows everything whole, and that's where the real intrigue begins. Some folks are convinced it's bottomless. There's this guy, Waters, who even tried measuring it with a fishing line and a weight, and after 80,000 feet, he still hadn't hit anything. Some say it's a portal to another world, while others think there's something unimaginable forces or creatures below. This legend leaves you questioning everything you thought you knew about reality, making Mels Hole a true puzzle that haunts the curious mind. So, what's Mel's story exactly? Mel said that weird things started happening around the hole, animals avoided it, and devices like radios and phones would malfunction when they got too close. As you can imagine, a pit like this has stirred up all kinds of theories. Some think it might be a portal to another dimension. Others believe it could be connected to secret government experiments or ancient civilizations. There are even those who think Mels Hole might be a direct link to hell itself. While these ideas might seem far-fetched, the mystery surrounding the hole leaves a lot of room for speculation. And because no one's been able to fully explore it or offer a scientific explanation, the wildest theories have only continued to gain traction. But don't worry, we will uncover them one by one. Is it a portal to another dimension or planet? Many believe that Mels Hole is a portal to another dimension, but on what basis? The idea here is that there could be mysterious holes in the universe, or even here on Earth, that act as wormholes, where space-time threads break the laws and take you to another time frame, or even dimension or parallel universe. Many believe that Mels Hole is more than just a deep pit. They speculate that it could be a wormhole, a portal that breaks the fabric of space-time and leads to another dimension, or even a parallel universe. But on what basis do these claims stand? Now, before we laugh this off as sci-fi fantasy, let's take a quick detour into physics. You've probably heard about wormholes. Essentially, they're like shortcuts through space-time. Think of space and time as a piece of paper. If you fold that paper in half and poke a hole through it, you've just created a path that bypasses the entire length of the paper. That's what a wormhole could do. Cut the distance between 2 points in the universe, or maybe even open up a gateway to a parallel universe. Yeah, we're talking multiverse territory here. Man, let's bring in some entertainment to help wrap our heads around this. Remember Dark series on Netflix? That show nailed the whole mysterious hole concept. In Dark, there's this mysterious hole near a nuclear plant, and when someone accidentally stumbles into it, boom, They're transported back to 1986 from 2019. The hole isn't just some random portal through time. It's a window to another era, maybe even a completely different reality. As the show progresses, we find out that this portal doesn't just mess with time, it leads to an alternate dimension. But let's get back to Mels Hole. Witnesses have reported strange occurrences around the pit. Animals are said to avoid it, and some people have experienced bizarre phenomena, like hearing strange noises or feeling an inexplicable sense of dread. Mel himself claimed that a neighbor threw a dead dog into the hole, only for the dog to reappear alive and well days later. Spooky, right? One of the most popular theories is that Mels Hole is somehow linked to secret government experiments. This idea isn't entirely without reasoning. Throughout history, there have been numerous instances where governments have conducted covert operations and experiments, often in remote or secluded areas. The infamous Area 51 in Nevada is a prime example, where rumors of alien technology and secretive military projects have persisted for decades. Could Mels Hole be another such site, hidden away from the public eye, where unknown experiments are being conducted? The lack of transparency and the remote location certainly adds to the allure of this theory. Another fascinating theory is that Mels Hole might be connected to ancient civilizations. Some believe that the hole could be a remnant of advanced technology from a lost civilization, perhaps even predating known history. There are countless legends and myths about ancient societies possessing knowledge and abilities far beyond our own. The idea that Mels Hole could be a portal or a device left behind by such a civilization is truly amazing and hard to believe. It lights up the imagination and invites us to consider the possibility that our understanding of history is incomplete. Then there's the more supernatural angle, the belief that Mels Hole could be a direct link to hell itself. This theory taps into deep-seated fears and religious beliefs about the underworld and the afterlife. The idea of a physical gateway to hell is both terrifying and compelling. Stories of strange occurrences around the hole, such as animals avoiding the area and people experiencing inexplicable dread, only add to the bizarre atmosphere. While these ideas might seem far-fetched, the mystery surrounding the hole leaves a lot of room for speculation. The fact that no one has been able to fully explore it or offer a scientific explanation means that the wildest theories have only continued to gain attention. The human mind is naturally drawn to the unknown, and in the absence of concrete answers, our imaginations run wild. The story of Mels Hole is a perfect example of how mystery and the unknown can captivate us. It combines elements of science fiction, ancient history, and supernatural horror, creating a narrative that is both intriguing and unsettling. Whether it's a government experiment, an ancient artifact, or a gateway to another dimension, the possibilities are endless. So what do you think? Could Mels Hole be a genuine portal to another dimension, or is it just a deep, dark pit with a lot of tall tales? Government intervention, a new chapter in the mystery. Mels Hole had already stirred curiosity among locals, but the story took an unexpected twist when Mel Waters claimed the government stepped in. According to his account, soon after his public discussions about the mysterious pit, government officials quickly moved in, taking drastic actions to secure the area. Fences were erected around the hole, and Mel was reportedly given direct orders to stay away from his property. This abrupt intervention naturally raised eyebrows. What was it about this hole that prompted such a swift and severe response from the authorities? For a place that was supposedly just an unusual natural formation, the involvement of the government seemed out of place, adding a whole new dimension of mystery. Mel's claims included accounts of government representatives warning him not to return to the site. The presence of armed guards and the fencing off of the area suggests that the authorities saw something in Mels Hole that the general public wasn't supposed to know about. Whether it was a geological anomaly, a potential threat, or something else entirely, the government's reaction was far from casual, leading many to question what exactly they were trying to hide. Adding to the strangeness, Mel suggested that he was paid to leave the country following the government's intervention. While no one has been able to confirm the truth behind these claims, the idea that Mel was financially forced to disappear only deepens the mystery. If this part of the story holds any weight, it begs the question, why would the government be so interested in silencing a man over a hole in the ground? Some suggest it might have been a way to prevent further investigations or keep the public from discovering something much more significant than a simple natural curiosity. The notion that Mel was paid off adds a new layer of complexity, blurring the lines between conspiracy and reality. The possibility that there was more going on behind the scenes continues to captivate those who are drawn to the mystery of Mels Hole. So, there were these two guys who decided to take matters into their own hands. They were curious about this mysterious hole, something people had been whispering about for a while. So they grabbed a drone and tried to lower it down into the hole to see what was going on inside. Simple enough. Well, just as they were about to get some answers, out of nowhere, this guy shows up and tells them, "You can't do that here. It's private property." Like, seriously? What are they hiding? It makes you wonder, why would they stop someone from checking out this hole? If it's no big deal, if there's nothing unusual or weird about it, why not just let people look for themselves? But no, instead, they're shutting it down, throwing up barriers and keeping everyone at arm's length. It's like they're going out of their way to keep people in the dark, and that only raises more questions. Why the secrecy? What's so important about this hole that they won't even let a drone near it? It's pretty suspicious if you ask me. If they're not revealing what's inside by themselves, and they're not letting anyone else investigate, then there's gotta be something bizarre going on down there. Maybe something they want to keep hidden from the rest of the world. What's the harm in letting someone drop a drone in there and take a peek? If there was nothing strange, they wouldn't care. But they do. They care a lot. It's the kind of thing that makes people think there's more to the story. Are they protecting something, or is there some dark secret buried in that hole? Maybe it's something that, if uncovered, would cause a scandal or freak people out. Think about it, why else would they stop people from getting close? It's not like you see private property warnings every time someone wants to dig around in their backyard. This feels different, like a cover-up. The whole situation just screams, there's something in there they don't want anyone to find. Maybe it's dangerous, maybe it's valuable, or maybe it's something we've never even imagined. Whatever it is, they want it to stay buried. The more they push people away, the more it seems like there's something big they're hiding. At this point, it's not just curiosity anymore, it's about getting to the truth. When someone goes out of their way to block you from something, it only makes you want to know more. And that's exactly what's happening here. They're not giving any explanations, not allowing people to dig or search, which only adds fuel to the fire. If it were nothing, wouldn't they just let the drone do its thing? So just when the mystery around the hole couldn't get any weirder, the situation takes even stranger turns as some creatures sense something off, something unnatural that even humans can't detect. Whether it's animals refusing to go near the hole or acting completely out of character when they're close to it, these strange reactions only deepen the mystery. Strange happenings around the hole. As the legend of Mels Hole grew, so did the stories of bizarre and inexplicable occurrences around the pit. According to Mel Waters, it wasn't just a mysterious hole. The entire area surrounding it began exhibiting strange and unsettling phenomena. For one, animals were terrified of the hole. Pets and livestock that approached it quickly became agitated, avoiding the pit at all costs. This behavior struck Mel as odd because animals often sense things that humans cannot. Their instinctual fear added a layer of terror to the already mysterious sight, raising questions about what might be lying beneath the surface. But the strangeness didn't stop with animals. Mel noticed that electronic devices behaved erratically near the hole. Radios, phones, and other gadgets malfunctioned, crackling with static or shutting off entirely when brought too close to the pit. The bizarre electromagnetic interference seemed to suggest that something within the hole was disrupting the devices, although no one could pinpoint exactly what it was. This malfunctioning of equipment only deepened the mystery, giving the impression that the hole might possess some unseen force or energy that affected anything in its proximity. The combination of animal behavior and electronic failure made it hard for Mel and others to dismiss the hole as just a geological anomaly. Of all the strange tales surrounding Mels Hole, perhaps the most shocking and bizarre is the story of the dead dog. According to Mel, he and some friends decided to conduct a little experiment involving the pit. They lowered a deceased dog into the hole to see what might happen. At first, it seemed like nothing significant would come of the experiment, but then things took a terrifying turn. When they pulled the dog back up, it wasn't quite the same as when they lowered it in. Something had changed. Mel claimed that the dog appeared to be different, though he struggled to explain exactly how. It wasn't just the physical appearance of the animal that was off. There was something unnatural about it. It was as if the dog had undergone some kind of transformation deep within the hole. The incident rattled those who were present, leaving them disturbed and full of questions. How could something so bizarre happen? And what was the pit capable of? After the strange incident, Mel and his friends realized they may have stumbled upon something far beyond their comprehension. The idea that a simple experiment involving a dead animal could result in such an unsettling outcome was hard to grasp. While they didn't initially notice anything extraordinary about the dog, further examination revealed that it was more than just different. It was downright disturbing. According to Mel, when they opened the dog to examine it further, they discovered something truly bizarre inside. The animal's organs had been replaced by a strange, tumor-like substance that none of them could identify. This was the breaking point for many of those involved. The sheer horror of the situation left them questioning not only the nature of the hole, but also their sanity. How could a dog, lowered into a dark, endless pit, return in such an altered state? It defied all logic and scientific reasoning. Mel's story of the dog became one of the most talked about and debated aspects of the Mels Hole legend. Some dismissed it as an outlandish, tall tale, while others believed it could be a clue to the deeper, more dangerous secrets hidden within the pit. As crazy as the story might sound, Mel's account of the dog was far from the only strange occurrence linked to the hole. The unsettling behavior of animals, the malfunctioning electronics, and the eerie silence surrounding the pit all pointed to something far more unusual than a simple natural phenomenon. Even though the tale of the transformed dog stretches the limits of belief, it's hard to ignore the consistency of the strange happenings in the area. What's even more disturbing is that the neighbor swears that the very next morning, after that unsettling encounter with their animal, the same dog, yes, the one that had died, was sitting right on his porch, alive. I mean, how do you even explain that? It's like something out of a horror movie. How could a dog that was dead suddenly reappear as if nothing had happened? Regardless of whether one believes Mel's tale, the mysterious fascination with Mels Hole lies in its unresolved nature. The dog story is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. It's stories like these that keep people hooked, blending the bizarre, the supernatural, and the unknown into an unforgettable narrative. While no scientific explanation has ever been provided, the unsettling incidents reported around Mels Hole suggest that there may be something more than just an empty pit lurking in eastern Washington. Whether fact, fiction, or a mix of both, the story of Mels Hole continues to captivate the curious, leaving the mystery open for interpretation. Whatever's been uncovered inside Mels Hole, it's clear this mystery is far from over. Are we witnessing the truth behind decades of fear and fascination? Or is this just the beginning of something even darker? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more mind-blowing discoveries. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.